Rome in the late 1400s sparkled with gold and corruption. In the Vatican's heart, Rodrigo Borgia, now Pope Alexander VI, ruled with hungry ambition. The papal crown weighed heavy, but he wore it with joy after years of plotting, bribes, and battles for St. Peter's throne. The Borgias were not noble by birth but cruel by nature. Rodrigo's rise was powered by Spanish gold and secret deals. Cardinals opposing him found their power fading or lives cut short. The papal court became a den of sin where fortunes were won through gambling and prostitutes' favors. At the center stood Lucrezia, Rodrigo's daughter, 16, golden-haired, and beautiful. She was a prize in her father's grand schemes, her laughter ringing through Vatican halls while hiding a sharp political mind. Beside her was Cesare, her brother and cardinal with wolf-cold eyes and ambitions beyond even his father's dreams. Whispers began immediately. Rome thrived on scandal, and the Borgias provided plenty. Rodrigo's mistresses walked openly, bastard children were raised within Vatican walls, and Cesare's violent reputation grew with each enemy who disappeared. Lucrezia, caught in the crossfire, faced rumors and lies that would define their dark legend. Incest was the unforgivable sin, nature's corruption, bloodlines' defilement, divine orders unraveling. For Borgia enemies, this made it the perfect weapon. Rome had tolerated papal vices before, but incest transformed mere sinners into monsters. Pamphlets appeared overnight showing twisted embraces, crude woodcuts with vague but clear meanings. Verses dripped with dirty hints, prayers twisted into filth. The first whispers spread like plague through taverns and Vatican waiting rooms. Lucrezia walking through gardens found servants falling silent, eyes averted. She knew what they said but admitting it would give rumors power. These accusations changed the Borgias from despised rulers into something worse. Unholy abominations Rome could not tolerate. The irony was bitter. The Borgias were guilty of real crimes, buying the papacy, ordering murders, treating marriages as trade deals, but these weren't enough to destroy them. Only the incest rumor could accomplish that. The Borgias wielded poison like other families wielded swords. At lavish banquets, enemies fell one by one, Cardinal Orsini clutching his stomach, bishops clawing at throats, young lords retching into plates. Cantarella, their signature brew, left no trace, only corpses. Lucrezia watched serenely as men died at her table. When Cesare whispered, "They should not have crossed us," she simply sipped her wine and agreed. By dawn, 6 men were dead. The official story blamed bad shellfish, but Rome knew better. These poisoned feasts became legend, reinforcing the family's monstrous image. What kind of people murdered under hospitality's guise? What daughter sat calmly watching guests choke on final breaths? The Borgias played by their own rules, and woe to those who forgot it. Lucrezia was never merely a daughter, she was a golden key to power vaults her father sought to unlock. By 13, she'd been engaged twice, her hand promised to nobles whose loyalty could be bought or territories absorbed. Her first marriage to Giovanni Sforza was pure transaction, securing northern interests. When political winds shifted, the marriage dissolved under murky circumstances. Giovanni fled Rome in terror, the annulment claiming his impotence, a humiliation no man would accept willingly. Her second husband, Alfonso of Aragon, met a darker fate. Young, handsome, and genuinely loved by Lucrezia, he was found stabbed in a Roman alley. Cesare's name rose like a corpse in the Tiber. Had he killed from political necessity or jealousy? These abrupt, brutal shifts in Lucrezia's fate fed the darkest whispers. Why would a father parade his daughter through betrothals and annulments unless their bond was unnatural? Her tears at night, her composed mask by day, was it resignation, complicity, or survival strategy? Cesare moved through Rome like an unsheathed blade, swift, silent, deadly. Where his father ruled with gold, Cesare preferred steel. His relationship with Lucrezia set tongues wagging. The siblings were inseparable, his presence a warning to those who might harm her. "No one understands him as I do," Lucrezia confided. "He is not the monster they paint." But Rome thought otherwise. Whispers began when she was still a girl, that Cesare lingered too long in her chambers, that his kisses and gifts were more fitting for a lover than brother. When Alfonso died, Cesare's role was clear. "A man who cannot keep what is his does not deserve to keep it," he said when pressed. Lucrezia's grief was public and genuine, but within weeks she was back at court, mourning clothes exchanged for silks. Their bond only deepened afterward. Rome never forgot rumors festering around Cesari's ruthless reputation and Lucrezia's enigmatic silence. In his shadow, she was both protected and imprisoned, a queen where every move was dictated by blood that never washed clean. Pope Alexander VI flaunted his earthly appetites. His mistresses moved through the apostolic palace like shadows, their laughter echoing where hymns should reign. Giulia Farnese, La Bella, became his acknowledged concubine at 16, her likeness painted as the Virgin Mary, blasphemy that made even jaded cardinals blanch. He hosted banquets where lovers dined beside bishops, bestowed titles on bastards, seated them above church princes. The hypocrisy was breathtaking, preaching chastity while practicing debauchery. If Alexander could so openly defy celibacy vows, what other sacred lines would he cross? This gave the incest rumor fertile ground. Even his courtiers grew uneasy seeing mistresses perched on the papal throne's arm. The accusations, once outrageous, now seemed plausible from a man who turned God's house into a den of corruption. The Borgia legacy was written in blood and whispers. Their real sins, bribery, murder, naked ambition, were mundane beside the myth taking shape. History remembers not what men do, but what others say they did. Rome was already writing their epitaph in poison-stained ink. The incest rumors, true or false, became their defining characteristic. Pamphlets, plays, and histories would repeat these accusations for centuries. The Borgias became synonymous with corruption incarnate, a cautionary tale about power's ultimate price. Lucrezia, the eternal pawn, learned survival's hardest lesson. In her family's world, even love was a death sentence. She endured, outlasting enemies and rumors alike, her secrets buried deep beneath layers of power, propaganda, and poison. The Borgias gave Rome the scandal it craved, and in return, Rome gave them immortality. Dark, twisted, but undeniably lasting.